It's Ryan.
It's Chris.
SVT Garage. And today we're here with Daniel's Cobra. This is a 2003. It's got 19,000 miles on it. It's got some tasteful mods done to it. DC heads, 4 GT pumps, and it has the Whipple 2.3 off of my silver car. So Daniel got this set up for me. Basically, when I put the Gen 5 on the silver car, I took the chip, which was set up for this blower, this pulley, 93 octane, the MAF, the JLT intake, the Whipple itself, my tanks, and we worked out a deal and he bought all that stuff for me. So this car has a tune on it that was done by Lydio at Alternative Performance up in Michigan. So one of the best in the game. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up, he's legit. And so the car makes right at 600 at the wheels. It's 18 pounds on 93 octane, 3.0 upper pulley. Car came here because it was having some issues. It wasn't running right. The blower was installed by a couple friends of ours. They did a good job installing it, but there was some issues with the vacuum lines. So we didn't even really have time to make a video. As soon as I popped the hood and started looking, I immediately saw what was wrong. And so it was a quick, simple fix. So we're gonna talk about what we found, what has to be hooked up and what doesn't when you're doing this. This car has an EGR delete. So yeah, I came here for that. Wasn't running right, stuttering, misfiring, and it took us about 2 minutes to figure it out.
All right, so come back here and kind of, I'm trying to get a better, all right, let's start over here.
So on the back of the Whipples, you've got 2 ports that have to be connected. The top port is for your vacuum, which is going to go to your evap canister, your AC blend door control. The bottom port is going to see boost and vacuum. At minimum, there's going to be 3 lines coming off that bottom port. One of them is going to come off and go to your FRPS right here. This sees fuel and boost, or I'm sorry, vacuum and boost pressure. The other line is going to come off the back and tie into your factory boost gauge right here on your dash. And then there's a third line that goes to the bypass valve on the back of the supercharger. So that was the problem with this car. This bypass valve was not hooked up. There's 2 ports on the bypass valve on the Whipple. The top port is for your vacuum boost reference. The bottom port, which is pointing down, can be vented to atmosphere, or you can recirculate it back into the stock intake manifold, cold air intake. The big port up here.
What is that's bypass though, correct?
That's bypass. Yeah. This big port up here is for your your PCV. So at the bottom intake, there's a hose that comes off. It would connect to this, and then it would tie in and come over to here. So that's all blocked off. It's plugged. They put a plug in the bottom of this. So those were the issues I found here. I also found that the map sensor on this side, or the IAT2 sensor, whatever you want to call it, wasn't screwed down all the way. These bolts are kind of difficult to get through on the Whipple. That back one specifically, it just takes some time to get it tightened up. So I hooked up that boost bypass and took it for a ride, and it runs awesome. So this thing's pretty much done already. We're gonna clean it up under the hood. We're gonna clean the seats, and I'm gonna change the oil. I put new NGK TR6s, gapped at 26 in here for them, and just gonna go through and simple green the engine bay.
Yeah, this kind of simple green. Yep.
And
can't touch a car without it.
We're gonna give it a wash and but you see inside, it's super clean car.
Yeah.
It does have DC heads on it, 9 thread, 19,000 miles. That's the other line that we still have to hook up. It's got an aftermarket boost gauge, and for some reason that was run through the firewall into the back of the blower. You don't have to do that on these cars. There's a connection behind the glove box to tie into the factory boost line. So that's what we're going to be doing.
A little easier. And so he's gonna run it underneath the dash into behind the glove box and wrap that up.
So this thing's pretty much ready to go back to Daniel. I want to take it out and do some data logging and just check the fuel pump duty cycle, fuel pressure, all that before I send it back to him. I want to data log it with the laptop and go through everything. But from what we can see so far and how it feels, it runs good. I mean, you went for a ride.
He took me for a ride, and this thing it's very impressive for being 93 pump gas.
Somebody, I guess,
with the 2.3.
We took a short little video yesterday, a little 5-second video of me taking it for a rip, and people are saying the car looks slow. If you can say a car looks slow from a 5-second video, come show me something, because it's just
that makes zero sense. The car it pulled very well. This thing here was screaming, and I'd say based off of just the way it was driving. Kind of the diagnosis we got originally was it was falling on its face,
Yeah.
hesitating and stumbling. This did none of that. Ryan literally looked at it for about, he called me 20 minutes after we got it off the trailer and said, hey man, it's done, I already got this figured out. Yeah. So really wasn't much to film on this. So kind of what we're going to do for Daniel on this, again, to make it worth everybody's time, is we're going to come in here, get this all cleaned up, get the car cleaned up for him, and then ship it back to him. So we have another Cobra running the way it should and going back to its owner. And, you know, hopefully he's happy. And, you know, Daniel, appreciate you trusting us with your car. And
19,000 miles.
letting us
clean.
Super nice. It's very clean.
Nice car.
And
CCWs. These
yep.
are off Nate's old Sonic car.
Oh, these are Nate's wheels.
Yeah.
Our group of guys, we just
we recycle parts through each other.
Our parts don't even hit Marketplace because it goes. We have such a group locally here. We have our own little chat group, and
now this was a big mistake. Yeah. I missed this thing.
This idiot talks about this supercharger.
This Whipple.
More than
this was on the car when I drove home from Michigan
yep.
for 21 hours straight.
Yep.
This was the blower on there, and we killed that Hellcat on the highway. A couple Fox bodies. Ran into a couple things, Joe and I. But this sat in my garage for months.
Yep.
And I didn't know I was getting the red car. I wish I would have.
Yeah, I know.
If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's meant to be. So I'm hoping this thing somehow finds its way back to me eventually.
or something
similar.
So
the red car needs a 2.3. After taking this thing for a ride today.
Hey, I'm on board.
Confirmed.
This was very impressive for being kind of like, would you say, the next upgrade supercharger yeah. from a factory one?
Yeah.
It was very responsive, and it felt great, and you could feel a giant power difference between that.
The Gen 5 is the silver car runs around in kill mode all the time.
Yeah.
I want something that's a little bit more.
It didn't
readable. Fun.
Granted, I don't know what tires he's got back there.
NTO1s. Those are my old tires.
Oh Jesus. It didn't. I mean, it hooked. It hooked very well.
NTO1s will hook.
So.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to call this video wrapped up. The only thing you guys have seen us detail enough of these things. We're just going to detail it and ship it back to him. So simple green the hell out of this thing, top to bottom, apparently. Daniel, again, we appreciate you letting us get this in. We're going to get this back to you. And Ryan, dude, solid job, brother, again.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, you guys know how we do it here. It's Chris,
Ryan,
SVT Garage. And the old Oxford White's going back to its owner, so we're going to ship it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.